Slatter with GTA Sports, and welcome to another edition of GTA's ISO Mode. Make sure you follow us at GTA Sports Network and GTA Heat Check on all social media platforms. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTA Sports, and don't forget GTASports.com for all things in the world of sports. Now, today we're going to talk about Los Angeles, but not the Lakers. No, we're going to talk about the team down the hall. The LA Clippers, who are 7-6 right now, as of today, as I make this video. Well, what I really want to address is the Kawhi Leonard mystery, all right? So he's still recovering off of ACL, right? Them being the 8th seed in the West right now, they're doing better than the Lakers, doing better than Sacramento, but not by much. Sacramento's number 9. Keep that in mind. Sacramento is literally a 500 team as of this recording. The Los Angeles Clippers need to accept the fact that their expectations were way too lofty from the jump. You see, I got this bubble jacket on. I'm about to get real icy about this one. I am a fan of John Wall. I love the pickup this past offseason. I think him basically sitting out for a season and a half, roughly 2 years of play to being in Houston, gave him a chance to fully return back to a healthy John Wall after all the injuries they had back to back in Washington. I felt like Houston was scared to play him, honestly, because of his injury history. So being with the Clippers gave him an extra spark, when it comes to the offense. Veteran leadership, of course. But let's take a look at the contract so I can give you an idea of the timeline according to Spotrac. According to Spotrac.com, the LA Clippers have a lot of contracts expiring within the next 2 seasons. So this team's pretty much locked in right now as it stands, at least for another season. You got to realize Paul George and Kawhi Leonard both signed 4-year Supermax contracts, extensions. They both expire in 2025. You got Norman Powell, who got his 5-year, $90 million deal. It expires in 2026. Marcus Morris Sr., the better of the Morris twins, let's be honest. 4-year, $64 million. He got his money, but it expires next season. So, roughly in 2024, he'll be up for a new contract if they decide to keep him and move on. But keep in mind, he is 33. So you're looking at another Draymond Green situation with him. He's at that point in his career where you decide if you want to ride off to the sunset or let him, go out and explore free agency and see if he can get a better deal and fit a better situation. Luke Kennard and Zubac, the shooting guard in the center, they're young, but they're on 4-year and 3-year deals. $56 million and $32 million respectively. They both expire in 2025. Batum's 2-year, $22 million contract, that he got an extension once he left Charlotte. It ends next season. Or next season will be his contract year, I should say. And then, of course, you have the Reggie Jackson and Terrence Mann. Reggie Jackson's contract expires this season, so I don't know if he's going to get re-signed or not because they re-signed him during the bubble. He got a 2-year extension there. But basically, when I bring these numbers up to you guys because this team was paid to win a championship when they put this roster together. And due to Kawhi's unavailability, and we're not even talking load management, we're just talking a player that has become injury prone ever since, Zaza Pachulia put his foot down there in, I believe it was 2017 in the playoffs. When he was on the Spurs still. And he already had an ankle issue prior to that injury, but he basically took him out for the rest of the series, and the Warriors, of course, went on to win it. Respectfully. Look at this. There was a time where the promotion and marketing was the Battle of LA. I know y'all can remember this. Before the pandemic hit, LeBron and AD joined forces for the purple and gold. Kawhi and PG teamed and joined forces once he won his championship in Toronto in the 2019 offseason, going into 2020. They joined down the hall. They came together. It was going to be the Clippers and Lakers battle for the West. The battle that never happened. And simply put, the Clippers invested in 2 players that can't stay healthy. Paul George in the last couple seasons has proven that he was more of a better investment than Kawhi Leonard, which is shocking to say, but let's be honest. Paul George hasn't looked this good since he broke his leg when he played for us in Indiana with the Pacers. So this is not a shot at Paul George, but Paul George, while we're on the subject, admitted at the beginning of the season when asked in the opening presser that he is the number 2 option, and he said Kawhi Leonard is the number 1 option, even though Kawhi Leonard wasn't available at the time, but he was preparing to be available. He was still training and preparing, but he still believes that Kawhi Leonard's the number 1 option, and he's the number 2 option. So his mentality is being the number 2 option, but y'all keep forcing him to be the number 1 option due to Kawhi Leonard's lack of availability. So where's the ceiling for the Clippers as they stand with this roster and Kawhi with no timetable of returning from his, I guess they're saying that his ACL is still bothering him. So they've suspended him indefinitely, or they've got him off, DNP basically, unavailable, with no timetable of return. Until you get a timetable on Kawhi Leonard, the farthest I see his team going, the farthest his team has gone without him, and even then he was there and he got hurt when he initially tore his ACL with a partial tear, they reported. I think it's more to it than what they're saying, but I digress. This is a second-round team if they get there. It all really depends on seeding. It all depends on matchups. It all depends on how many games each round takes. Because if you're gonna take this roster, this Clippers roster, into 7-game battles, round 1 and 2, they're not gonna make it out the second round. They're gonna run out of gas. Paul George, as great as he is, he can only give you so much. Reggie Jackson's hit and miss. Norman Powell is a sniper. But you can only get so much. Robert Covington, he's over 30 now. He's 31, going on 32. These guys, a lot of these guys that are relied upon to score. What do you say? They're not guys that you would expect to get it done. They're not all. It's just not enough. It's not enough firepower. Even with John Wall, as much as I love John Wall, I just don't know. They do have a club option on his deal. So, yeah, it's he got a 2-year, $13 million deal with the Clippers, with over half of that being guaranteed. With him being 32, 12th year, you got Clutch behind you. You can get a deal wherever. I just don't see this team making it to the Western Conference Championship. Now, it had to be all the stars would have to align. It had to be a string of events to happen for this to get them to the Western Conference Finals again. I just don't see it. The West is too stacked. You still have other teams that are way, way, way better, way more suited for the playoffs. Memphis, if Josh stays healthy. Luka and the Mavericks, as long as Luka doesn't get hurt. He has all the pieces around him this season. They upgraded their roster. You still got Portland to worry about with Jeremy Grant, Simons, Nasir Little, obviously Dame Time, Nurkic. You still got, and Chauncey Billups as the head coach, still got a threat with them. You still got the Warriors once they get their act together, even though they're on a slump right now. You got the Sacramento Kings on the rise. Nobody's talking about them, but they're still there. And, of course, the New Orleans Pelicans, which I'm going to make a video on next. So, all in all, the Clippers are at best a second-round knockout, in my personal opinion. I'm sorry. With all that talent, no Kawhi, no chip. Look at Toronto. Before Kawhi, no chip. With Kawhi, 1 year, 1 chip. Simple math. This is Ty Slatter here. Follow me on all social media platforms. Don't forget to follow GTA Sports Network and GTA Heat Check. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, GTA Sports. And don't forget, GTASportsnet.com for all things award sports. It's Ty Slatter. And until next time, take care.